Welcome to IELTS Easy. Orientation 2. An Introduction to IELTS.
This lesson will identify the main aspects of the IELTS test. In addition to providing you with some basic details about IELTS, this lesson will give you a high-level overview of what to expect in listening, reading, writing and speaking.
Here are the goals for this lesson. Take some time to carefully read them and when you're ready.
So what is IELTS? As mentioned previously, IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. It's a system for testing the language ability for people who need to study or work in an environment where English is the language of communication. IELTS is the premier English language testing system in the world today and is now accepted in over 200 countries. No other English language system compares with IELTS for thoroughness. The growth of IELTS has been enormous, as you can see by the statistics on the screen in front of you. So, whatever your reason for doing an English test, you've made a good choice with IELTS. So who's behind IELTS? IELTS is a non-profit consortium that's owned, developed and delivered by a partnership of the British Council, IDP IELTS Australia, and the Cambridge English Language Assessment. It's accepted in varying degrees by tertiary institutions in all English-speaking countries in the world today, and by a growing list of professionals' bodies and governments worldwide. IELTS is truly global, with the test being available in over 100 countries. You'll be interested to know that IELTS is a test of international English. By this I mean IELTS includes a variety of English accents, including American, British, Australian and others. You can find out more about IELTS, including a list of test centers, dates and costs, by going to the official website at www.ielts.com. There are many reasons for taking the IELTS exam, but probably for most of you it will be for the first reason listed here. That is, you may be aiming to study at a university or college in an English-speaking country. IELTS can also help you in immigration, if that is your goal, or to open up new employment opportunities. Be aware that if you are sitting for IELTS for academic reason, you should consult with your university of choice, because entrance requirements vary from institution to institution. There are two IELTS formats available. The first one, called the academic format, is a requirement for university entrance. In an English-speaking country, as its name suggests, the academic format requires a higher, more academic standard of English. The second one, called general training, is undertaken by people for various other reasons including immigration, secondary school study, or work or training programs in an English-speaking country. Student. On the screen you see the differences between the academic and general training versions of IELTS displayed. You'll notice that the two formats of the test are very much alike. In fact, both the listening and speaking versions of the test are identical. In other words, the same questions are asked, regardless of whether you are sitting the academic or general training versions of the test. However, the test format for reading and writing does vary between academic and general training modules. The academic test in these two modules will also require a higher level of English level proficiency. The IELTS exam will assess your level of English in 4 areas: listening, reading, writing and speaking. The first 3 modules, that's listening, reading and writing, will be tested on the same day without a break. However, the speaking module may be completed 7 days before or after the main test date. The decision on when the speaking module will be tested is made by the test center. The results of your tests in these 4 areas are expressed as a band score. Press proceed and we'll take a closer look at how a band score is determined. Your IELTS band score will be given to you as a number between 1 and 9. A band score is not always expressed as a whole number, but may be something like 7.5 or 8.5. You will receive a band score in each of the 4 modules: listening, reading, writing and speaking. Your 4 scores will be averaged to arrive at an overall band score. Your goal is to achieve as high an overall band score as possible. Take a look at what each band score broadly represents. Yours should check with your educational institution as to their band score entrance requirements. Again, it can vary from institution to institution, but generally an overall band score of 5.5 is regarded as the bare minimum. Ideally, your goal is to achieve something above 7.0 to gain university entrance. So really take the time to apply yourself in this course. Committed and persistent effort will lead to success. And success in your IELTS exam can open up opportunities that you would not have thought possible. Well done. You have now completed this lesson. Before move on to the next lesson, make sure you fully understand the lesson above. I recommend you to review from the beginning. See you in the next lesson.